I try to stay authentic and always bring up my blackness like it's not even not there. I always talk about it, like being black and proud. I'm the type of guy that wants things to be really perfect.
Artists tends to be like you have a lot of crowd when you sing and everything. Everybody's like, "Yo, what's up? You famous?" Blah. And then sometimes you be alone.
Back, I never really saw myself as a kid that should belong in a office. I just feel like I'm the guy that should be going everywhere and doing whatever the type of things you want. Especially for men, it's completely okay to feel depressed or
Is
to
there anything special in your life happen that you put it in a song? So, hello and welcome to UC, Unfiltered Culture, people, where we talk about personal journeys, culture, and experiences of individuals. So, today I have a new guest. I'm going to let him introduce himself. So, thank you for coming. How you doing?
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be here. Well, my name is Azaries. I'm an artist, also a fashion influencer.
Okay.
I like to do a bit of everything, to be honest with you, but I would definitely put my music and my fashion at first, though.
That's the most
Yeah,
you're
that's
known
the
for.
most. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So when I have my guests, I always try to have them or to take them back to the childhood.
Okay,
So tell me a little bit about that.
okay. Well, my childhood was. How do I begin this?
Where were
It's
you
crazy 'cause-
born?
yeah, it's crazy because a lot of people actually do not know this about me because most people think I'm not even from Ethiopia.
Nowadays, a lot of people think I see what you
Right?
mean.
Okay. Yeah. But I was actually born and raised in Wello.
Well, ooh,
Exactly.
nice.
Yeah, born and raised in Wello. There's a small city called Kombolcha.
Now
I
I
don't know
have
if-
I have a friend
Okay.
who's from Wello.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure if he's from Cambodia, but
Yeah.
from Wello.
Exactly.
That's
I mean,
nice.
I guess that's where I get my beauty from. If they.
That's what they say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So born and raised till I was like 16, 17.
Okay.
Yeah, and then yeah, moved through here. Basically college and
Okay. After.
yeah, and then I just want to get in that creative mindset. And I was not really a kid that was really connected with school.
Okay.
So, I was just like, what, maybe college really is not really for me.
So doing your own thing in the beginning
So,
already.
I
Okay.
just dropped that on like try to pursue like my dreams and stuff, even though I never really had what I was planning for.
Mm.
But I just, went for it.
I mean, you never know until you're done.
Exactly.
So you're doing it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
so how do you come to like when did you decide to go to music? Was that the music part was the first or the fashion?
I would say a bit of both, to be honest. So where should I start with the music or the
Whatever you feel like.
Okay.
What's first?
So I would start with the music because the way I got into music was actually I was also always exposed to music.
Okay.
My brother used to listen to a lot of hip hop music.
Okay.
He was my older brother.
So you have siblings?
Of course, yeah, I
Family?
have siblings. I have two siblings. I'm actually the youngest. You know what they say about the youngest, the spoiled ones too.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, my brother always used to listen to a lot of hip hop music, like Jay-Z, Drake, Lil Wayne. All those.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how I got into music because he was always listening to that. And yeah, when it comes to the fashion, I was also influenced by my sister.
Okay.
Yeah, so since I was a kid, my sister never want to see me have a dirty clothes on.
That's a good system.
Exactly. So I even remember one time where I keep going and playing when I was a kid,
Okay.
and I got dirt on my clothes, and she keeps changing my outfit like 3-4 times just in one day.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly. So
Older sister, obviously.
exactly, yeah,
doing-
older sister. And then yeah, I guess I kind of looked at it, just try to stay clean, just try to stay yeah, have a good fashion, I guess.
Obviously,
Yeah,
fashion comes from being clean, and then you start doing, because nothing worse than having a good clothes and then get dirty.
exactly.
Especially a lot happens to me and this
Yeah,
like when I wear stuff like this,
yeah,
and the smallest thing you touch a wall or
yeah.
something, and
Yeah,
then
you're
it's
done
like
for.
you're
You're
gonna go
done
back home
for.
and change.
Especially the roads are already.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I understand.
yeah.
So, when you say fashion and music comes like from your family,
Hmm.
so is there anyone in your family doing some type of music or fashion?
Well, my kind of a few of my cousins were really into music,
But
but
nobody is pursuing
yeah,
like
nobody
the
really pursued it like that. Also, when it comes to fashion, you know that 80s, that 90s outfit, I feel like everybody have it in their family members, but when I look at the picture of my grandfathers and my fathers,
yeah.
they always stay, clean and like dripped out. So I'm like, maybe, I got it from them.
The fashion, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but when it comes to like pursuing the fashion in the music, I don't think nobody ever did that in my family.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, about the music part, so you do your own music.
yeah.
So, what type of music you do, and what makes it like unique? Like when
Hmm.
people listen to your music,
Yeah,
okay, this is the guy. Like,
yeah.
what
Okay.
makes it unique for you?
Well, I would say what makes it unique for me is I try to stay authentic,
Hmm.
and I always bring up my blackness like it's not even not there. I always talk about it, like being black and proud.
Yeah.
I always try to involve the culture. I'm a guy who have a great energy, I would say.
Okay.
I always stay positive to anyone around me, and I will help them to stay positive as well.
Gotcha.
So I would say my music have that kind of
Touch.
yeah, touch to people. Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, when you do also fashion design, like influencer.
Yeah.
So, do you? Let me put it this way:
Okay.
do you do more music than fashion,
Mm.
or is
That's a,
it like I'm doing everything,
yeah.
but I do music more, or I
Yeah.
do fashion more?
Yes.
I mean,
That's
you do fashion every day because you dress,
yeah. Yeah. Okay.
but the music part is like, do you dedicate it to do like, okay, I'm gonna bring the album, or I'm gonna release a song or something like that?
Yeah. That's a really good question, honestly. I mean, I would say, just like you said, I think I do fashion more, to be honest with you. But the reason I was not really releasing that kind of much music is
Yeah.
because I'm the type of guy that wants things to be really perfect. Even though that's a bad thing. I know that's a bad thing because the more you think things are going to be perfect, the more you hold back with your stuffs.
Yeah, I mean, if you try to be perfect,
Yeah.
you kind of, I don't want to say fuck it up, but
Yeah,
you
yeah,
kind of do.
exactly.
Nothing is perfect. Just do what you feel
Yeah,
like it, and then it comes naturally. I think
exactly.
after a while.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. That's the plan now. Like to do just like whatever it is I have to do. Like I don't mind if it's going to be perfect or not. I'm just going to be releasing out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, is any like, and let me bring it back to the family.
Okay.
So, fashion and music is a part of your life
Yeah.
now. So, you do live from it,
Mm-hmm.
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, is there anything special in your life happen that you put it in a song, or like that? I would say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna this memory like really like taught me how to live, or makes me who I am right now or today.
Yeah.
Do you write a song about that, or are you thinking writing a song about that? Because
Yeah.
it's people have their own stories,
Yeah. Exactly.
and especially when they bring it to music, has a different touch.
Yeah.
So
True. Yeah. I mean, so usually, when I write about like my music, I usually write about stuff like how proud I am to be
mhm.
Ethiopian, to be black, and to have different types of style. You know, so to me to write back about what happened with my life is going to be a bit. I mean, for the audience, it's going to be like, you know,
Okay.
I have no idea who this guy is, so it's going to be weird. But there is this one line I like about my one of my songs. I said, I don't know, should I say it in Amharic or English?
Say it,
Like,
whatever
yeah,
you listen.
a lot of people know me about my fashion.
Okay.
You know, so I said when I dropped my one of my music last year, I said, "Bagit ba yaukanyam yaukanyal bumilapso."
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So if they don't know me about my lyrics, they know me about my dress, like
exactly,
how
you
I
know,
dress up.
my outfits and stuff, you know, and that's real. Like some people be like, "Yeah, you do music." I never really know. I thought you were always into fashion and stuff.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's a mixed, unique in a sense of because I don't know if you remember, like in the elevator,
yeah.
one of my producers says you very tall.
Very tall.
So
Yeah.
if you dress differently, certain way,
Yeah.
especially you do music,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see in Ethiopian that kind of tall musicians or like
Yeah.
artists. So you definitely gonna
Stand out.
stand out. So
Yeah.
obviously, if
Yeah.
they don't know you about your lyrics,
Exactly. They know me about my outfits. Yeah.
all right.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So when you kind of left or stopped pursuing school that much,
Mm-hmm.
what was the brand or the business idea of your life becoming to this kind of fashion or and music?
Yeah. I mean, usually, I don't know, to a lot of people, or I guess I would just speak about myself here. When I kind of dropped out, like I said, I was not really a kid that was in tune with school or like whatever is going on there.
Mhm.
I just felt like having that type of life seems really mediocre for me.
Okay.
You know, just like I never really saw myself as a kid that should belong in a office or yeah,
Creative mind
exactly.
happens. Yeah.
I just feel like I'm the guy that should be going everywhere and doing whatever the type of things you want.
Seeing the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of things to see.
Yeah. So when I really dropped out, I never really had the exact mindset that I had right now, as in like what I had to pursue.
Mhm.
You know, I just felt like disconnected from the school point of view.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there any like resentment or like disappointment from your family side? Especially, I know my Ethiopian parents, and if you talk about dropping school,
Yeah.
kind of a bit tricky. So is there anything?
I mean, you know, moms, moms, they always gonna be like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
What
obviously.
are you doing? So, I mean, I would understand her in some part of ways, because my older siblings, like they did their school thing, and I'm the youngest, so I never really got to do what her other kids did.
You got a jail-free card because he's the last kid.
Exactly, the spoilers one,
Okay.
Yeah.
So they kind of accepted it now because, especially when you drop out and you do something with your life,
Yeah.
the parents tend to be like, okay, you know what, you did something.
Yeah.
But if you just
Yeah.
doing nonsense and then just like expecting or asking money for people,
Yeah.
then obviously they'd be like, dude, go back to school. What are you doing?
Exactly,
Yeah. So in that part, parents now it's fine with what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. My mom's she definitely understands, like what kind of lifestyle I want, and she always wanna support me in whatever I had in mind. So yeah, she understands about my music. She was always supportive from the first. All of my family were. I don't know about my uncle. My uncle is the sarcastic one.
There's always
What is this?
there's always one uncle.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly.
No, I mean, now looking to the future, I would say, what is the goal in the next 2 to 5 years you want to pursue,
Yeah.
either in fashion or music or even helping other people
Yeah.
become what they're supposed to be instead of like what they want to be?
Yeah. I would say the goal in like this 2 or 3 years is definitely to do much more music.
Okay.
Because I feel like I really have something to not to prove, but just like kind of like to leave a mark.
Okay.
Just I would say to do more music, especially this year. That's the plan.
Okay.
which I also have a song coming out this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, so I hope you will like it.
I will listen to it
Yeah.
definitely. So once it's out, I will put the link
Oh,
under
that would
this
be
under
nice.
this
Yeah,
podcast
yeah.
show.
It's this a friend of mine from Gambela.
Okay.
So
So you connect with other artists.
exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna come to the next question. Okay, go on. Go on.
Okay, yeah. So definitely to do more music. I would say also be involved in a lot of fashion, like
Okay.
modeling or like runways,
Yeah.
whatever it is, and just I would say connect with like the family business.
Okay.
Yeah.
So family business first.
Mhm.
Let me ask you about the connection part.
Okay.
How do you connect with other artists or with the world, like working, collabing with other people?
See, that's.
How is that?
I'm glad you brought that up. Cause you know what's crazy? Uh, people here, they make everything seems very complicated in a way that it's everything is a competition.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's just like everybody want to compete. Like some guy is not doing music and he saw me doing music and he want to compete with me.
Oh.
It's just like the supportiveness is not really out there. So for me to collab, I'm honestly, like I said, I'm a positive guy. So I always, if I like someone, I will straight up DM them, say, you know what, let's do this, let's collab, this, that.
Okay.
Usually I would get more of response from other people or other artists that want to work with me.
Okay.
Like I said, which one of this guy from Gambela, he reached out and he said, you know what, let's do a music. And I was just like, I never really heard his music, so
Okay.
I really want to see what you got. So just like send me a couple of songs, and then maybe I could hop on one of the songs.
Okay.
And I really liked what he was doing. So yeah, and I when I heard one of the song, I was just like, you know what,
Let's do this.
I'm gonna do this. And I told them I'm going to direct the video.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the video. We're gonna do this.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what you said first part is the competition part.
Yeah.
Because I had a guest. I don't know if you know Easy.
Easy. Yeah. Exactly.
He talked about that,
Yeah.
and I was like, really? And now I heard you saying, I mean, you're the artist. He is using like usually producing and
Yeah.
everything, so he knows more.
Yeah.
And I always upset about that because
Yeah.
nobody, like everybody has a unique touch.
Exactly.
Why would you compete?
Mm.
It's like you're competing with someone who's not even in your
Lane.
lane.
Yeah.
Just stay in your lane, do your music.
Exactly.
And I think the mindset of growing together is not there yet.
Yeah.
And I feel like people just want to do one tap and out. Like
Exactly.
I want to do one music and then touch 5, even 2 mil. 1 mil is a lot.
Yeah.
Like 500K
Yeah.
view is a lot. And then they touch that and then they get the money, they disappear.
Mm.
That's not how art is supposed to be.
Exactly.
And you should not compete with those people. So I mean, I would say they're not even in your lane. You
Yeah.
know? So stay in your lane.
Exactly.
And then I mean, sometimes you should also say to people, walk a mile in my shoes.
Mm.
And then
Exactly.
we talk again, and then maybe we can decide if we're gonna,
Yeah.
you know.
Exactly. It's so easy for people to criticize what you have going on instead of them actually pursuing what you have going on. Because it's like I don't know if you actually ever noticed, but if you're actually driving a car and you just pass someone, here it's just the other guy is like, why did that guy pass me? I'm gonna
oh my god,
speed like.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not in a rush. Like I'm the one who's in a rush, It's like it's crazy how the competition is, but at the same time, yeah.
Don't get me started with the driving part,
Yeah.
but it's now I see where the competition coming from.
You see, exactly.
But in music and everything, a little competition, it's fine, but not in a sense of competition of identity.
Yeah, yeah,
doing a music. And then, okay, this guy did the music. I have to do better.
Yeah.
But then, like, exactly what he did, just I have to be better for myself, not just because he did something.
Exactly.
That's the point people missing out.
You're right.
So,
you're right. Yeah.
When I take you back to your family business, you mentioned.
Yeah.
What is it? And what is the goal? Or when are you thinking of joining?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I should say what it is.
If you're allowed to talk,
but,
but just
I feel like people will definitely know.
Okay.
It's that type of business.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
But yeah, this stuff I want to do. I want to work with my mom, to be honest.
Okay, that's good.
So yeah, I feel
She
like
she'll
yeah,
be very happy to if you join her then.
exactly. She would be very happy instead of me. She seeing me like doing all these events or whatever it is.
Okay.
She's gonna be like, you know what, you're actually doing something with your life right now. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah, definitely it's gonna be starting anytime soon. With God on the side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you have anyone who influenced you to become like an artist? In the
Mm,
sense, like, do you have any? I would say someone who you look up to.
mm, mm.
An artist can be an artist, or it can be a musician, a family member, whoever.
Yeah.
Or just someone who just, you know what, I gotta do this for me
Yeah.
because this guy like
Yeah.
influenced me in some way.
Well, I wouldn't say someone specifically influenced me to do music,
Okay.
but like I said, how I got into music was definitely because of my brother.
Okay.
And
Little credit then to you, brother.
exactly, I would definitely give a credit to my brother because he's he's the one who put me onto music.
Okay.
You know what I actually noticed? He have all this music on his laptop, and now when I grew up, for me it's like this nostalgic vibe, and I was just like one time, like since he had a lot of music for me, like I would listen to all of them.
Yeah.
For him, he was just listening to a few music, and I opened one song recently to him, and I was just like, "Man, you remember this song?" And he was just like, "I have no clue." I'm like, "What?" That was just mind blowing for me because I thought like he noticed all the music,
I mean, if you get disconnected,
Yeah.
sometimes then you have
Yeah.
something else in your mind.
Yeah.
Of course, you tend to forget stuff.
Exactly.
But,
He definitely have a lot of his mind. So I would say, yeah, yeah. But the way I started to do music was, I was always, like rapping to my friends. So my friends are always like, "Man, how you memorize all these lyrics?"
By the way, I always wanted to ask people
Yeah.
who do music
Yeah.
how,
Yeah.
because I know people like in the concert and everything, they have this earpiece and then they listen to the
Yeah,
the
yeah,
lyrics. But I'm always like fascinated by people who like just like full album concert.
Yeah.
They know exactly.
Yeah.
How is that possible? How do you do this? I mean,
It's crazy because I think my cousin called me a human Shazam one time. Because whenever he wants some music, I always be like, "Oh, it's this guy. Oh, it's this guy." So I don't know. I think I recently saw someone when he said if you spend time a lot on doing some stuff, then you will be good at that stuff. Like. So I guess like for me, it's all my life I'm always listening to music. So for me, it's just like that is one of my top I would say strengths or whatever.
okay. Features, I'd say. Okay.
Futures. Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense. Yeah,
I mean, now when I think about it,
yeah,
like those songs where you sing along
uh-huh,
and then somehow you know the lyrics.
exactly.
So
Which
then,
is weird.
Exactly. And I was like, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
But
It's just like implanted to your brain, and you never even had no clue that you know the lyrics to that.
sometimes you might forget things. I saw this one time online.
Yeah,
How do you mind, like your head or mind, know what you forgot, but you don't know exactly what it is?
yeah,
And it's crazy how it works, especially with
Exactly.
artists and everything.
yeah,
When we talk about minds, let me
Okay.
take you to a serious place.
yeah.
How is your current state of mind? Because if you deal with a lot of artists,
Mm-hmm.
and artists tends to be like you have a lot of crowd when you sing and everything. Everybody's like, "Yo, what's up? You famous?" Blah blah.
Yeah,
And then sometimes you be alone.
yeah.
It's like when people they don't see behind the scenes.
True.
So how is you state of mind? Like are you people just I don't want to
Exactly. Yeah.
give
I
you
get
the way because I want to hear
Yeah.
what you feel in your head. Sometimes there's a quietness.
Yeah.
So how do
I
you
mean,
deal with that?
For me, I don't know about other people, but for me, sometimes I like it when it's quiet. And the reason I said that is, I know what kind of person I am, and that is like I mentioned earlier. Like I'm a positive guy. I always stay true to myself and stay true to other people around me.
Yeah.
But you never get that with other people, So it's always like this. Um, I don't want to say heartbroken, but just you don't get the same energy from people.
Obviously.
So for me, I tend to have really small circles, and just when it gets quiet, it's just like, you know what, I'm in my space. I know what I gotta do,
Okay.
and I feel like my mental health is um in a good state of mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to put it in a controversial way, but
Yeah.
we men don't talk about feelings a lot.
Exactly. Yeah.
And do you have a person who you talk to when you feel low, or
Yeah.
like when you recharge again?
Yeah.
Like, if a brother can be a brother, your sister, anyone who you just talk, you can. It could be also God. Some
Yeah.
people just talk by themselves to God.
Exactly.
What is your you person, or like what is your turning point where you go back and say, you know what, I'm
Yeah.
feeling low today.
Yeah.
Let me recharge.
Yeah.
Is that a
Exactly. Yeah, I definitely have. It's my cousin Kalab. We basically grew up together, so he's always been a part of my life. He knows literally anything and everything about me.
okay?
So whenever things get rough, or and this is actually I'm glad you actually speak up about the men, don't really speak up
Yeah.
about what they had going on. See, I have this friendship where we are completely open to talk about anything and everything,
But
like about mental health, what's going on behind our lives, where you could just talk about some stuff, and nobody's gonna say, man, this is a weak ass nigga. Nobody's gonna say that. They're gonna be like, okay. And I think it's especially our kind of generation, they are like being more woke with whatever's going on with their life, and instead of like shutting it down, they are aware of this mental health status can get to you, so it's better to open up.
you need to talk about it.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it will eat you up from the inside, and that's
Exactly. And you know what, like especially for men, it's completely okay to to feel depressed or to feel lonely. It's okay to talk about it. It's like you're not the first person to go through
exactly.
this. Yeah.
It will pass.
It will pass. It will definitely pass.
Same thing happens if it's day. It will also the night will follow.
Exactly.
Same thing. So
Yeah.
for sure.
Exactly.
So let's go back to a bit of fun. I mean,
Okay.
talking about your mindset is also fun. Don't get carried away. But you said something you do a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen you doing some projects, events, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What is your, I would say, latest events that you say, oh, you know what, this is nice. I'm gonna have a next one.
Yeah.
You should be there. Is
Yeah.
there an event?
Yeah. I do have a couple of events actually this weekend and the next weekend. I don't know when this video is going to come out, but yeah, I do have two events coming out which I'm going to be performing at. The first one, I feel like this weekend one, I want to kind of stay behind the scene, enjoy it with the crowd.
Okay.
Because I feel like every event I go to, I'm always on the stage for some reason, But this one, I like this event, this one, because it's hip hop based. You like hip hop, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you should definitely come through. I think you would like it.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to be performing as well. Yeah. So yeah, I do have some stuff going on. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
The one thing I have to give it to you guys, especially in Addis,
Yeah.
you have a lot of creative way to pronounce events.
Mm-hmm.
As the names,
Yeah. Yeah.
like especially this. How do you guys come up with this? I mean, Amharic word have a lot of
Yeah.
funny names and everything.
Yeah.
You can put it together,
Exactly.
but I have to give that to you guys.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's. I think a lot of, like I was mentioning earlier, a lot of my generation, there are always, they never really don't how do I say this? They don't actually care about what other people thinks
Okay.
in a way, you know. So
That makes. I mean, if you don't do it like that, you
exactly,
won't
exactly.
elevate.
So they will just say, you know what, yeah, screw this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say that, and whoever likes it, they like it, you know. So I think people are letting their creativity just take over.
Yeah, I mean, also the people who comes to the events was also like caught off guards. Like, what is the name? It's like, oh, you know what? I don't know what it is, but I have to see it.
Yeah,
They have a sense of excitement when you
exactly.
hear, and I've heard like cover like what better me.
Yeah, but yeah,
There's also current. Is like, how do
yeah,
you guys come? It's like this is insane,
yeah,
but creative.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
the
Yeah,
way to go. So, do you have any like ideas or progress you are working on right now, where you just, you know what, I can't wait to show this to the world?
yeah. I would definitely say this music that's going to be dropping this weekend with uh my friend. His name is Tin. Uh, he's a tall dude just like me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. So it's gonna be two dudes.
Yeah,
Tall ones are.
you know, he's actually from Gambela, so you know a lot of Gambelas people
Yeah,
are
very
really
tall.
tall.
Yeah,
You know, it's when I'm with those people, I actually feel like, you know what,
I'm short.
I might act nah, a little bit, a little bit, but I'm just like I'm actually taller than him, so which is all
Really?
yeah.
This is insane.
I'm actually taller. I'm like, bro, you know what? I might actually take some DNA tests. I might be straight for, you know.
Is your dad or your mom tall, or how did you?
Yeah, they are definitely tall. I heard one of my uncle was just like 6'3" or 6'2" or something. I never really got to meet him. Rest in peace. But they say I think I'm the tallest in the
The
whole
family.
family. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. Coming
So-
at 6'4". Should have been playing
Your
black
kid's
basketball.
gonna be then taller than you. It's gonna be insane.
Oh man, that's gonna be yeah. The kids are gonna be yeah something else.
So, I would let's say traveling.
Okay.
Have you traveled outside of your creative place and seen other people, and then, oh, you know what? I'm gonna take that and put it in my kind of scene.
Yeah.
Is there something or a place where you went to?
Yeah. Yeah. I did actually, especially last year. Cause you know I was always in the music scene or in the fashion scene.
Yeah.
But last year I kind of got involved in the digital marketing work. So I was just like, you know what, this type of work I could actually do it myself. You know, to a point where I'm still doing it actually, but I feel like I did it more as in last year because like being creative, I definitely have that type of mindset.
Okay.
You know, just like I said, one of the music video, and I was directing. Also, I definitely do direct all my music video. I don't know if I mentioned. Yeah, it's just you know, I would say I don't know if I'm going to sound crazy or not, but
No, I feel you.
before I even write, sometimes I have an idea of the music video.
Okay.
You know, I feel like I want the music video to be where you can mute the music and still, you know, understand what's going on. Yeah. So definitely I did definitely kind of took that digital marketing stuff and
Okay.
kind of put it in my pocket if
I
you
got
say.
you. I mean, if you do something of your own, like also my podcast,
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed when we set it up,
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to have a certain look,
Yeah.
and I wanted to have the angles and everything,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, no matter who or how many people watch this, if I don't like it,
Yeah.
I don't want to post it, and that's gonna be like waste
True.
of time.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, you know what, I like this setup, so
Yeah.
keep it,
Yeah.
and then if something is missing, you know what, guys,
Exactly.
I need that
Don't be
again.
like,
So,
oh, man.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
understand where you
Yeah,
come from. So.
exactly. I mean, yeah, you're creative too, so it makes sense, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, is there any place you want to go and perform?
Who? Ah, man, I don't know which artist going to say, you know what, I just want to stay in this place. But
Or the one, well, like special place you have in mind, one or two.
mm, um, I would maybe say I would definitely out of Ethiopia, but I would also definitely want to say back to my hometown.
Okay.
Just to uh,
To connect
to
back to your
connect.
childhood,
Just like
basically.
what I was from here, and this is just like a reminder, for your guys or whatever it is, just to connect that kind of resemblance.
I mean that makes sense,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah, but yeah. Although I would say, just based on a lifestyle, I don't know, maybe like a New York or something.
Okay.
Because I feel like, back in my hometown, I feel like I never fit in there.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
hell yeah.
if you stand out in
Yeah.
certain ways,
Yeah.
you're being looked at as, oh, this guy is a.
Exactly, because I mean, I was always into fashion, and like in that small city, no one was really like, you know what? Why is this guy dressing weird? Is this guy okay?
Yeah,
So I never
obviously.
really fit. I never really felt I fit in there. Even to some part that I sometimes don't fit in here too.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I just feel like, but right now it kind of, the people are really creative, so it makes you feel like, you know what, I actually do belong here.
Okay.
But like lifestyle wise, just like New York, just like the music, the outfits, whatever it is.
I mean, they're calling out to you, sounds like.
Exactly.
So, how is artists and the creative life, doesn't matter if it's day or night life,
Hmm.
is it supporting you or is it just pulling you back?
Whoa. Wow. Damn, you be dropping some good ass questions. I'm not gonna lie.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. I would say both. I would
Okay.
definitely say both, just because I do have supporters. I do have a lot of supporters.
Yeah.
I don't want to say fans, and let me just keep myself humble here. Yeah, I do have supporters. Whenever I'm going to do events or whatever it is, they always reach out. You know what, you gonna be there? I'm gonna
I'm
come
gonna
through. I'm
highlight
gonna
you.
come through.
Yes.
So yeah, shout out to the supporters of it. Obviously, also I feel like it's going to pull back because, like we were talking earlier,
Mm.
the competition part, it's
Yeah.
to the point where people are like, what are you doing with your life? Like nobody even want to like your stuff or put it on their story. It's just like they're too cool to do anything.
Yeah, I got you.
So yeah, that part it definitely pulled me back, because you see all these other artists from different parts of the world,
Yeah.
where they definitely blow up in a night. It's just because the people they have around them, or the people that lives around them,
Yeah.
they are quick to support. Oh, this guy's from my country, man, let me just
Yeah, yeah, I
yeah.
got you.
But here it's just like, what, look at this guy, man.
I feel like people who, especially like when you live outside of Ethiopian or Africa,
Yeah.
and when you like point out when you become like someone who's just doing something different,
Yeah.
and people like from Europe, US, it doesn't matter, and they say, "Oh, this guy's from Ethiopia. Let me do this."
Exactly.
I have the feeling people who live outside of Ethiopian
Yeah.
support you more than who like people who lives in Ethiopian. That's kind of a fact, because I feel like I seen this guy in a cab, I seen this guy in a ride, I'm not gonna support him.
Oh my God. Thank you. Yeah.
And then the people who do not see you every day, they be like,
Yeah.
what, this music is nice.
Yeah.
They judge you by the work you do, not
Exactly.
where you go, where you live, how you take a ride, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a bit of an issue what I see.
You're right. You're right. I would always believe your biggest supporter is a stranger.
Yeah.
Like, and it always happens to me. It's just like, I mean, my friends definitely support me. But like the people that you actually don't know, they are the biggest supporter. They're always liking stuff, commenting, reposting your stuff, and it's just like, you know what, those kind of people is just like, I think that this one of these artists actually said this to me. Now, he said, some fan of him texted him, and I was just like, you know, why don't you reply back? And he was just like, man, you know, the more you actually interact with our people, the more they going to look down on you. Which I never really, you know, like get, but at some point I kind of understood him.
Me, they feel like if I have access to it,
Yeah,
it's not that special kind.
Yeah,
I get your point.
exactly.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I mean, he might be on something.
he might be on something.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
it happens a lot like that.
exactly.
But let's leave this all negativity on the side and
Yeah.
say, what is the biggest positive thing you have, and or like being an artist in Addis?
The biggest positive thing is I could always talk about my culture, you know. Like I said, I definitely was born in a Wedlow, but like all my families were from Tigray.
Okay.
So, you know, like the blood is from there.
Okay,
you know?
let's see.
So it's kind of in between of those stuff. So it's for me, it's easier to talk about my culture and how I have many different cultures.
Okay.
So, and people can take that in a positive way.
Makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. I think I would say, yeah, that's one of the
Positive
Yeah.
points you're looking at.
exactly.
So, do you bring your culture, whether it's Tigray or Welu, into your music and fashion?
Yeah. So I try to be a bit sneaky when it comes to my craft. Because when I did one of my music, Kalila, which shout out to my boy Wabi Sabi, who did an amazing video for that.
Okay. You can give shout out over there. So you can
Exactly.
see.
Shout out my boy Wabi Sabi, that guy. Yeah, he did the music video in like less than 5 hours.
Nice.
And so I was dropping an Easter egg in between the videos.
Okay.
So, like I said, when I do my videos, you can see it, but at the same time, every scene literally have a deeper meaning than what it is.
Okay.
You know, so like when you see there is I don't even know, like the coffee pot.
Okay.
You know, the jabana.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So there is actually a jabana from Tigray where
Yeah.
You know?
Like only the head.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I had that in the video where kind of like an Easter egg, you know, like different types of stuffs. Yeah, I would say the same.
Okay. When you think about it, the biggest supporter are, especially when you bring your culture into it, people tend to, oh, you know what, I can connect with this
Yeah.
guy because he's talking and somehow to me
Yeah.
with my culture. So is that also thing you're thinking about in the future, like bringing your culture? I mean, definitely, but
Yeah.
specifically, you say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna try to connect more
Yeah.
with my culture side,
Yeah.
because I think a lot of artists from Addis or from Ethiopia get connected with other artists
Yeah.
just because when they do more about their culture stuff.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Because you attract a lot, especially from Africa, like a lot of South African or any musicians.
Mhm.
Oh, you know what? This guy does a nice music. You
Yeah.
talk about culture. So, you know what? Let's do a collab.
Yeah.
Is there more ideas and goals to collab with other artists in the future?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like you said, I would definitely like to collab with different parts of African countries. Maybe like from Nigeria or just. But I feel like for me, for this couple of coming up years, I would say just to stay here because we have a lot of music.
Okay.
Like different parts of the cities, like we have a lot of them. So I would definitely try to stick my point of view around here
Okay.
for the upcoming few years. But oh yeah, most definitely, I would like to collab with other artists because my music is definitely influenced by hip hop and rap. So you know, I would definitely like to get more chance in the future to do collabs with other artists.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, okay, let's get we're getting to the ending. I mean, I don't want to end this. It's a very nice and chill conversation.
Yeah.
But give us one of your like immediate next goal, so people who will watch this can follow up with that.
Yeah. Next goal. I would say my music. I got more music coming up. So, and it's the type of music that have energy, and also at the same time, where the type of music that you could actually, embrace yourself. So, I would definitely say next goal is for me to give y'all more music.
Nice.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you have or what message do you have to, what do you want to leave to the young creatives who's looking up to you right now?
Okay.
I mean, there might be some you don't know about.
Yeah.
But is there a message you want to give?
Yeah, because I feel like when you say the young, I feel like, man.
No, I'm not saying you old. I'm not saying you old, but like
I played. Yeah,
I feel like nowadays younger generation have access to smartphone and internet and everything.
Yeah.
So when I see artists who do good stuff, and people like the young generation look that and say, oh, you know what, I like this guy.
Yeah, true.
So you want to be the guy who the parent says, oh, you know what, my kid love you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take him to your concert and everything
Exactly.
stuff. That's how you get your support.
True.
So do you have any message for that?
Yeah.
Stay in school.
Exactly. Yeah. Listen to your mom. She knows better.
Obviously.
But I would definitely say to the youngins, also to anyone who want to take this, I would say, stay true to yourself. Stay true to the people around you. Definitely do not ever care about judgments. And it's okay to try and lose rather not to try at all.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice one. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would definitely say that. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
So I always say, I mean, an hour in this podcast. I don't know if you watched a few.
Oh, hell yeah. You know I do.
We have a culture
Yeah.
where the other guest or the guest before you left a question without knowing who they left question for.
Okay.
So you're gonna read the question and answer it.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna write one of your own question for the next guest.
Okay.
Does that sound okay with you?
Perfect.
All right. So the question of the day is the one. Read it out loud.
Okay.
Then give me an answer to it.
Okay. I was sure. Someone actually wrote their names. I'm not supposed to. Yeah.
That's fine. Don't read the name.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It says, "You are loved. Do you know? Do you feel loved?"
Oh.
Well, we're getting deep. Yeah, I definitely know that I'm loved. Just because of the people around me.
Okay.
The supporters that I have. And I feel the love. 100%. I don't know. It's because I give that kind of love and more to other people.
Okay.
But yeah, I do feel love, and I know that I'm loved. So yeah.
All right.
I hope that did not come out as a narcissist.
No, I mean the question needs an answer. So.
Yeah.
All right, Azaries. It was incredible. Thank you for joining.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
I had fun.
Yes.
Talking. I mean, there's more we can talk about it.
Yeah.
But I would say, probably gonna do after a while next second one.
Exactly.
But thank you for showing up and
you.
giving your insight of your life and the background and I would say BTS.
Yes.
So for the listeners and watchers, or like subscribers,
Yeah.
who watch this, do you have any message you will leave at last?
Any message?
Obviously, watch the episode.
Yeah, yeah. I would actually, before I say something, I want to say about, I want to say something about you specifically here.
All right.
I just want to give you your flowers here because you are kind of in a lane that you say, you know what, I could do this and give other artists a platform where they could talk about whatever.
Okay.
And you're not even asking anything in return back. So I just want to give you flowers and appreciate you right here.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, sir. Yeah, what I will definitely say is I kind of will circle back to what I said before. I would say it's better to try and lose rather not to try at all. And stay true to yourself.
All right, then. Thank you again.
Yes, sir.
To you, big heads up and shout out again.
Yes, sir.
And to you guys who watch and listen to this episode and YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you can find this. So don't forget to like, share,
Exactly.
and subscribe and follow his journey.
Yes.
And I'm gonna come to your event. So I'm
Oh,
excited
yeah,
about
that
that.
would be nice. Yeah.
And yes, so I'm gonna say thank you, everybody. See you next time. And I really, really appreciate you for coming. Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Hey.